This is actually a dairy-free banana pudding that has a little bit of coffee and coconut added to it. But it's a totally classic technique. So you could use this technique with pretty much any kind of pudding that you could imagine up. So it's gonna start with some cornstarch, throw it right into a saucepan. Then a little bit of unrefined cane sugar, a pinch of salt, and then the coffee. I'm gonna add some instant espresso powder. If you can't find instant espresso powder, just brew some really strong coffee and just like throw a shot in there and that'll do the trick. I wanna whisk this until it's nice and mixed together. And then we're gonna add in some coconut milk. Just about 3 cups, which is more or less 2 cans of coconut milk. Make sure that you're whisking while you pour in the coconut milk so that you avoid getting any lumps. The biggest thing you want to keep in mind when you're making pudding is to get inside every single crevice and corner of the pot so that you don't have any one part cooking more than the other. Okay. This is only going to take a few minutes to cook. We're going to bring it up to a boil and then let it simmer. You don't want to boil coconut milk too much. It's just not good for the texture. So while this is doing its thing, you really just need to whisk it, you know, occasionally so it doesn't get burnt or anything. But while that's happening, we will get to the banana part of the coconut banana pudding. So banana pudding is one of those all-time classics. So your whole family is going to love this because kids always like pudding, but it's also just great for everybody. And with these few changes, you're still getting all the great flavor of classic Southern banana pudding, but without all that extra fat and sugar and everything. The original, I think, has, you know, sour cream and heavy milk and all that. We're getting the richness here from the coconut milk without having to add all that stuff in there. So the different kind of cookies you have available are, I really like ladyfingers. They're the ones used for tiramisu, like this shape. You want one that's really nice and crumbly, and then you're just gonna crumble that and layer that in with the bananas. Or you could use the classic vanilla wafer, but you wanna look for one that's reduced fat. You could also use really any kind of thin cookie that you like, but just make sure that it's kind of easy and lower on the fat and sugar so that you're not adding that all in when you've made all this effort to make a healthier version of it. Okay, this is looking exactly how thick I want it to be. We're gonna turn off the heat. And then this is when you wanna add your vanilla extract. Don't add it earlier because it'll cook off. If you're using actual vanilla bean, you can throw that and the seeds and everything in there. But whenever you're using vanilla extract, the baking just gets rid of that flavor, so add it later. Okay, look at this. It looks like a fabulous pudding. It smells like so espresso-y and delicious and coconutty. The final thing, always keep in check your portion sizes. So find a little ramekin like this or any other small container that you can serve the pudding in, and that way, you know, you really are controlling also your portion size in addition to just making it lower fat. So what you're gonna do is layer and go ahead and you can kind of overlap the bananas. Look, this is one of the American classics. We don't need to get fussy with this. And then you're gonna crumble some cookie on top of that. So the crumbled ladyfingers just go on top of the bananas. And then just a little bit of the pudding. About 1/3 a cup is a good portion size. And this is really warm now, so you're gonna wanna let it sit up. Just needs about 1 hour to 2 hours in the refrigerator. You could make it well ahead of time though. And then the final step, once it's actually all set up and beautiful, throw some toasted coconut on top. That's gonna give it another little hint of some tropical flavor, give it some good texture, and well, it's gonna make it very pretty too. Always keep that in mind when you're making stuff. So there you have it, a layer of bananas, a layer of some fabulous crunchy ladyfingers, espresso coconut pudding, and then the toasted coconut. That is one good looking Southern banana pudding made very, very tropical. This is one delicious pudding.
Ready, set, cook. Subscribe or watch another Recipe Rehab how-to video right now. And don't forget to watch Fitness Guinea Pig, where we test today's hottest workout and diet trends.